I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon. They sing on a sleepless night. Try to catch me howling at the moon.
I know we're not supposed to talk about this as men. This is one of those topics that we're kind of meant to pretend isn't real or doesn't affect us, but the sooner we admit that it is real, the sooner we can deal with it. The mental health of men right now, it sucks. An estimated 6 million men deal with depression annually in America. And one of the leading causes of death right now is suicide. That's 4 times higher than women. And we as men are terrible at admitting that something is wrong, so we don't come forward and actually diagnose this kind of stuff. So that number is probably a lot higher. Most of us men, we don't even know how to talk about our emotions or our mental state. We just stuff and stuff and repress and repress and repress until boom. Why do we do this? Why do I do this? Why can't we talk to each other about the struggle that is life, a basic human experience? Why do we feel like we have to put on this shell of like, I'm fine? I don't know. The fact that men might actually be struggling and having issues is just not something that people want to talk about, mainly men. But I got some bad news. We have issues. We have a lot of issues. Prisons are full of men who didn't really deal with their issues. Because when we do eventually explode, we end up hurting ourselves or the people around us. Sometimes violently because of just uncontrolled anger and emotions that we didn't deal with. Or the opposite happens, which is even scarier, which is we become dead on the inside. What's really awful is that most of us don't even realize we're doing this. We just make up excuses like, I'm just a little tired, this is just a rough week, I'm a little run down, it's fine, I'll push through. We get up in the morning, we strap on our boots, we go to work, we come home, we take care of the family, we mow the lawn, have a shower, have a beer, go to bed. What's really terrible is the highlight of that whole day was the beer. We just continue to grind and grind and grind. Gears that are way past maintenance. For all you car guys out there, if you just keep running the engine with no oil in it, eventually it's gonna die. So at that point, a lot of us just kind of withdraw into ourselves, and it's often mistaken as a lack of caring and no emotion, a void of any personality or joy. But it's not a lack of caring, it's a defense mechanism. We're withdrawing into ourselves like a turtle because we're trying to protect what's left of us, which is not much. Most of us don't have much left. So at the end of the day, many of us have just learned to live in this emotionally fragmented, burned out state, thinking that's normal. That's just what it means to be a man. Going through day after day, trudging through our responsibilities, trying to fulfill all of the expectations that are put on us, and mainly the expectations we put on ourselves. First thing that we need to stop doing as men is pretending that we're okay. We need to admit to ourselves that we are human and that sometimes we struggle. We have to get rid of the lie that when we are down or feeling discouraged or going through a rough patch, that we're weak. It's not true. It's not true. And then once you admit that to yourself, I highly suggest that you open up to a trusted friend or family member, someone who you can talk to openly about real life things, not surfacey the weather, I'm fine, work's fine, everything is fine, how are you? You gotta get rid of that stuff with at least a couple people in your life. You've got to open up about what you're really struggling with. Just talk about it. find a group of guys that you can connect with and just do life together. I mean, honestly, most of us, we already have these critical relationships in our life already. We just have to turn to them. And if you genuinely don't feel like you have that kind of relationship in your life, then go to a local church and connect with the body there. They will often have groups that you can join to get to know other men. And if that terrifies you, if you don't want to go to church, well then join a sports league or a community that interests you, or find an event with something that sounds really fun and just go and meet people. You'll have to put yourself out there. Do something where people are and meet people. Listen, guys, I do not suggest this lightly. I am one of the most introverted people you will ever meet. Those movies about people who get stranded on remote islands or planets for months or even years at a time, sounds like a nice vacation. I get it. Being vulnerable with other men is hard. Talking about your emotions is awkward at first, and it feels weird. But you know what's worse than talking to other people? Having only yourself for company. Because let's be honest, we are really terrible to ourselves. Nobody is better at making you feel like a failure, well, than you. Talking with other people and getting the stuff that's on your chest out in the open breaks that vicious cycle of a horrible spiral downward into the abyss. And it breaks the lie that you are a failure and weak. And most importantly, that you're alone in this struggle, because you're not. Listen, so I started this channel because I have a lot to learn. And I wanted to better myself as a man. And I hope I encourage other men to do the same on their journey or your journey. This channel should be full of lots of videos that are hopefully very encouraging and helpful on how to maintain good mental health and take care of yourself and become a better version of yourself. And thanks for watching. I'm kind of surprised you're still here, actually. But, yeah. All right, that's good enough for today. See you guys around.